Welcome back to the channel. The story I have today is an absolute doozy. So scandalous it'll blow your tits off. Some have called it the greatest love triangle since Mark Antony and Caesar fought over Cleopatra. Man jailed after attacking wife and brother having sex in car with his mum. Now I'll just repeat that headline. Man jailed attacking wife and brother having sex in car with his mum.
Well, isn't that flaming typical, eh? Of all the low mongrel acts that'd have to just about take the cake.
A husband who went on a violent rampage with a shovel after discovering his wife and brother having sex in a car while his mum was in the front seat has learned his fate in court. On March 28th of this year, 41-year-old Tasmanian man David McCulloch attempted calling his wife Jacinta King multiple times without any answer. Becoming increasingly suspicious, David drove to a nearby car park where he found his wife Jacinta and brother Jamie McCulloch having sex in the back seat while his mother patiently waited for them to, finish. The incident began after Mrs. McCulloch drove Miss King to the home of her son, Jamie, where they picked him up, drove to a block of units, and stopped in a nearby car park. After David arrived, that's when McCulloch became enraged and opened the rear door and began punching his brother in the body before pushing his wife into the car window and punching her several times in the head. I think it's safe to assume this isn't the first family meeting to occur at this car park. When Jamie jumped out of the car, tried to escape the scene, McCulloch grabbed a shovel from his car and started beating his brother while shouting death threats. His mother tried to intervene and was pushed backwards into a wheelie bin. Whether it was a green top or a yellow top was not specified in the article. A raging McCulloch smashed the shovel so hard on the car that it broke into two pieces. He then used the broken handle to beat his wife in the head before punching her in the eye. McCulloch was arrested and taken to Devonport Police Station. His brother and his wife were rushed to Mercy Community Hospital with bruising and minor lacerations. McCulloch told the police he was extremely frustrated by the situation and his brother deserved it. McCulloch was granted bail in May in order to comply with an interim family violence order for the protection of Miss King. However, he allegedly breached the order during a second rampage at the family's government home on the morning of July 19th. A dramatic video obtained by Daily Mail Australia shows a number of police cars, fire engines and ambulances parked out front of the property.
Look, they're running. The uniform's running out. Oh, look. What was that?
While officers broke windows and barged their way inside.
Where's these cops running out there? Look. Where did the other cops run to?
He just busted through that window. Is he putting up a fight? Where are they keeping up?
Something's going on over there too. What?
Oh, the dog.
When police raided the property, they found an unsecured weapon in the laundry and about 240 grams of cannabis in Ziploc bags. He later confessed to selling and supplying the drug. In being sentenced, Justice Tamara Jargo said the violence was confronting. The betrayal by your wife and brother and the apparent acquiescence of your mother must have been upsetting. And whilst one can appreciate that would give rise to a level of angst and frustration, it in no way excuses what you then did. She also added, this was not premeditated or planned behaviour, but rather a spontaneous reaction to you discovering a difficult situation involving a breach of trust. There is no question that what you did was exceptionally serious, and your use of a shovel had the potential to cause serious harm. But the context in which the violence was committed was, in all of the circumstances, morally provocative. You reacted most inappropriately, but I accept it was an emotive response to the circumstances you had discovered. Judge Jago was satisfied that McCulloch was not at risk of reoffending and jailed him for 3 years, backdated to May 7th when he was arrested, and the final 18 months has been suspended, provided he doesn't commit any crimes while in custody. He was also fined $1,000. Since David's been sitting in prison, the new lovebirds have shacked up together, at least until 2025 when David is eligible for parole. When approached for comment, Jamie described the situation as hogwash, but was otherwise unable to string a coherent sentence together. For more Aussie stories, subscribe to the channel.